into a pot of boiling water, it will immediately jump out. When a frog is placed into a pot of cold water, and that water is slowly heated up over time, the frog will remain motionless until he is cooked to death. I'm afraid that is what is happening to our planet and to the human beings that inhabit it. The temperature is slowly being turned up, and we are remaining motionless. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about our transportation system and how it's affecting ourselves and our planet. So our transportation system is heavily dependent on oil and fossil fuels. And we burn this oil in our cars, and this emits CO2, which the molecular structure of CO2 gets trapped in our atmosphere, and it keeps heat in our atmosphere, and this is heating up our planet. This is causing severe weather storms, which are threatening our food and crop yields. It's causing natural disasters. Over the last decade, we've seen an increase of 500% in natural disasters. It's causing heat waves, floods, and droughts. So that's why I'm here today. My purpose is to convince you guys that we need to increase our cycling infrastructure in America, our bicycle infrastructure. In doing so, we will make cycling cheaper, quicker, and safer. And this is going to increase cycling and decrease driving. So my goal is for you guys to realize that oil and cars are not sustainable, and they are not going to be the future of transportation. Cycling is. The actions I want you to take are simple. I want you guys to get involved, and I want you guys to participate in the community. I'll give you some examples of some types of things you can do at the end of this presentation. So this summer I took a trip to Amsterdam, and it was a study abroad trip, and I was studying their cycling transportation system. Amsterdam is the biking capital of the world, and we have many, many things that we can learn from Amsterdam. They have a wonderful infrastructure for cycling. As you can see, this path right here, this path is red, and it's raised from the street. So it's like a lot safer than the bicycle paths that we have here in America. And they have tons of bicycle parking all along the side here. And all of their paths are very well labeled. They have signs all over that say cyclists here, like yield to cyclists. And it makes it a lot safer environment for cyclists, and it also makes it a lot quicker because they can just go down the bicycle path. So why does our transportation system need to change? Aside from what I've mentioned, oil is unsustainable. I don't know how many of you guys have heard of peak oil. Okay, so a couple of you guys have heard of peak oil. Essentially, peak oil is the demand for oil is climbing, and it's going to keep climbing. It's climbing at a very fast pace, and supply is also climbing. Now, some people would say it's climbing, and some people would say it's in decline. But what happens is there's going to be a maximum peak that we can extract oil from the earth. Like, we can't keep extracting more and more oil at a fast rate. And so once that rate peaks, then the supply is going to start going down. And anyone who's taken Economics 101 knows that when the supply is going down and the demand is going up, that's really, really bad. And so this is going to cause massive oil spikes, and it's going to be very, very bad if we haven't transitioned over to cycling, because we're going to be, we won't be able to drive to go get our food. We won't be able to drive to go to work. And so, virtually all our problems stem from our transportation system. Climate change, obesity, healthcare, they all stem from our transportation system. So why cycling? According to the book Cycling in the Netherlands, published by the Ministry of Transportation in 2009, biking improves the flow of traffic, and it does this because bicycles are very, very small, so they don't take up much room on a road, and they also don't take up much room if you want to park your bicycle downtown. Compared to a car, it's like nothing. So you could park tons of bicycles downtown, and we could have tons more space downtown. Also, it is the most efficient mode of transportation. It's more efficient than any animal and more efficient than any other mode of transportation. So it has no emissions and no noise. Also, cycling is very, very good for you, and it's fun. Cycling decreases obesity, decreases heart disease, decreases diabetes, decreases cancer, and it makes us more fit, more alert, and more happy. My second main point is how. How are we going to increase cycling? Now, we increase cycling by providing people with a cycling infrastructure. According to the book, Bicycle Commuting and Facilities in Major U.S. Cities, If You Build Them, Commuters Will Use Them, by J. Dill, higher levels of bicycle infrastructure are positively and significantly correlated with higher rates of bicycle commuting. So, by making a good bicycle infrastructure, we make it safe. And in order to be fun, cycling has to be safe. We also make it a lot quicker by making shortcuts for cyclists, and really the idea is to just incentivize cycling and de-incentivize driving. So if cycling is not safe, people are not going to ride their bike. And if cycling isn't safe, it's not going to be fun. I believe that cycling should be safe, relaxable, and enjoyable. And so here you can see, this is a picture of Amsterdam, and it's very, very safe. The cycling path is completely separated from the road. It goes all the way down there. The cycling path is red so that cars can see them very, very well, and there's signs all over labeling that there's cyclists going by. According to G. Rose, author of Promoting Transportation, Cycling for Women, The Role of Bicycle Infrastructure, said, improved cycling infrastructure in the form of bicycle paths and lanes that provide a high degree of separation from motorized traffic is likely to be important for increasing cycling amongst underrepresented populations such as women. In Amsterdam, 55% of all cyclists are women, and this is unheard of throughout the world. Got another little video here. Okay, so this is me yesterday. I was just like cycling downtown, and I was on 4th Street, which goes this way, and I was cycling downtown, and there's no bike lanes on the street at all. There's 3 lanes of car traffic, and I wanted to see what this guy was doing up here, so I kind of passed some cars, and this guy's just cycling in the middle of the road. This guy's cycling in this lane, I'm cycling in this lane, and that's very, very dangerous. You know, cars could hit this guy, cars could hit me. And so, a great way that we can fix that we can solve that, is to just have a bicycle lane on the right side of the road. We could have had a bicycle lane on the right side of the road and just taken out a car lane, and it would have been great. And then that would have encouraged cycling as well. This is also 3rd Street. I was biking down this street in this lane over here, and I stopped at a light, and there was a car right behind me. And then right as the light went, the car revved its engine so fast and sped around me and like went up and stopped at this light up here. And it didn't signal or anything. I could have been killed. And then I caught up to the light right next to him. And so, you know, there's no need to do that. But if we had a bicycle lane, I would have been much safer, and so would every other cyclist. So I want you guys to go out and like advocate for cycling and advocate for this sort of stuff. There's multiple things you can do. You can join or volunteer at places like the Bicycle Transportation Alliance, which work to promote cycling and like develop cycling infrastructure. And since you guys are all students at PSU, you can also join the PSU Bicycle Advocacy Collective, and they do like tons of stuff. They have like rides, and free food, and so it's really cool stuff. I want you guys to go out and cycle. And one more thing, the worldwide temperature has been increased by 2 degrees Celsius already, and we've only seen the damage of 1 degree Celsius because there's a little bit of lag time. And so it is time for all of us to immediately jump out of this pot because we are being cooked to death. And this is up to you guys. It is up to you guys to go out and get involved and to help bring more cycling to your community. If 1 degree melts our polar ice caps, causes severe weather which threatens our food supply and food yields, and increases natural disasters by 500%. I hope we never see the damage of 5.